Brian and Tom Rosenthal is downstream. Joe and David and Lynn went to town to move a car. We're going to head down the river on a trip here pretty soon. We're going about 50 miles. Spend that the next 2 or 3 days doing that. It's cool out here. 60 degrees or 65 is the high today, supposed to be. I just heard Winnipeg, which is 150 miles or so to the north, has 16 degrees right now, so it's a little bit cool. So we're going to catch some fish. So I got a 7-pounder last night. I think the biggest one caught so far is 14 pounds. I think that was Joe a day or so ago. So we'll be catching something, I'm sure, and then we'll try to get it on here. Got Brian and Tom Rosenthal here now. Tom's got an 11-pounder, so he's a catfish veteran now. Tom is David's brother-in-law, and he said that he thinks that's going to be an awfully small relative to what he's going to catch. Tom lives in Boise, Idaho. He's married to David's sister, Jean.
Okay, you're on.
You got to narrate it. You got to tell how John's doing.
How big is it, Joe?
Okay, guys at work, this is a new pole you got me. It's about to be a veteran.
I'd say it's about
Combat veteran.
Yeah,
about 8.
6 pounds.
Bigger than that.
It's closer to 10.
Is it?
It'll make the log.
Yeah, I don't know, Jan.
I bet you
It ain't pushing 10.
You got to get up
Too much.
You got to get up there. Good shot in the ground.
You ready for a net, John?
it's getting closer to 10.
You want a net, Jan?
Yeah, I'm
I got a net here.
Without a doubt. It's going to be, I'd say around 10.
Oh, that's a nice fish, John.
Maybe a little higher. At least 10.
There, John. I think I'm probably.
Is this one you had tied up down there for
Hey, you
me?
got
Brian-
a, yeah, you got a
Brian's
better
doing
angle
that
than I do,
for
Brian.
me.
I can't reach out beyond the boat there.
All right, guys. This is probably the biggest one of the trip, by the way.
Nah, I don't think so.
This is Joe's 6.
Close to it, isn't it, Brian? We're looking at about 14, 15.
This is
you're
a
not.
John Blue.
Stuff, that's
We're about, I'm guessing 14, guys.
Okay, we are recording
in
again.
there, Brian.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna head on that thing.
Ah,
It's a male.
yeah, we gotta do is get him before. Okay, see what
A male.
Okay, you guys have got to get at it now because you. All right, that's gonna.
I'm not
What'd you say
getting
you had
much of
14 the
anything
first night?
John's first catch of the new pole.
15.
Prior to losing his rod over on a comb so he can get his hair
Hope you
straight
guys
out.
learned a little bit from that.
We got to take a picture of him looking like that.
Well, I told you
Now,
that.
Did I lose?
John's kind of bragging about what he used for bait.
I'll get another one.
He had a big chunk of bait on, he said. Here, John's looking good, but he didn't get his hair combed. But we'll go ahead and let that go this time.
How about that?
That's a nice fish,
Held up.
and he didn't even dump his rod reel overboard. No, now he's looking good, isn't he?
There.
Look at him smile, John.
There's a nice
Give us a
catfish,
smile.
folks.
Hell, the fish is looking
How
better than he
about
is.
Okay, John, tilt him towards
Of course, John's kind of bragging a little bit here. This first time he caught a fish like that before he dropped
That weighs
his
15,
overboard.
huh?
He's gonna turn it back now. I think he is. He's
Pretty close.
there. He's close, and it's gone.
Man's gonna have to show.
second within an hour or so.
This one's not 15 by any means. In fact, it may not even be 5.
If it's not 5, this video will never be seen.
It's not 5. Probably
Okay, we'll pause.
like 3, I think. Hey, Joe just got one.
It's a 5-pounder.
Oh, that's bigger than that. It's I'm gonna guess at around 8 or 9. We just pulled up to stop for the night here. Haven't got much video yet, but we will.
So you see it, Joe. Pick it up. Pick the fish up.
Hang on my lines here.
We just finished eating a little while ago. We've gone probably 10, 15 miles on the river here now.
Don't be lying, John. Don't be different.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait till he gets it out of the net. So he hold up when we can see it. Okay, we're about ready to weigh this.
Joe's been in the spirits too much, so I gotta
Fish.
weigh him.
And Lynn is gonna read the scale. I don't trust him any more than Joe.
11 pounds.
That's why I guess in that 10 or 11. So
11 pounds.
11,
Okay.
11 pounds. So Joe wanted
Nice
5,
big
I took
catfish.
the other 6.
All right. You write down 5 for Joe and 6 for you. They'll go on my boat.
Oh, I'm gonna get a picture.
We got David over here.
John, get a picture there.
Okay, here we go.
Does it look
There
like-
it is.
I hold my arms real long. Look a lot bigger.
Yeah, he's a nice, great
Take
big
him outta here.
catfish.
Before he gets
I
dead.
just want to go to bed.
Got David over here. He's my boat partner this year.
Throw him out.
Way to go.
And Brian and Tom are on downstream a ways.
All right. I'm going to go down one ride. Get
And
right out.
doggone Joe says he's getting old, and I believe it. These guys got their bunks up already. It's not even dark, and that's unheard of for
Gotta
that.
get back east.
Well, I don't know if we're getting anything or not, but Joe's got another one on here. Getting pretty dark. Says low light in here, and I can understand that. It's almost dark. I don't think we're getting much. It looks like a pretty good size one. But I think we're going to be a little late. We're going to have to get the light out. We don't want to turn the light on because the caddis flies are so bad. Okay, we've got Joe here. We should all be in bed, but we're not. And Joe has got one. What was that, Joe?
14.
12.
12
12 pounder, boy. And I caught a little bit ago, what, 15?
Oh, he did.
And
The ponds, the
Joe
big
caught
rooster
another
caught
one.
the
Boy,
big
we caught a lot of waiting fish in here one night. It's about midnight, so we're gonna quit pretty soon. But we've been kind of just enjoying the evening. So anyhow, that's one of the night fish. We'll probably show you some more. I won't get them all because it takes too much effort and juice here.
I can't do it all, buddy.
Okay, here's John on Monday morning. We just got
Hey, the lunker on here now.
our first fishing hole. He got this before I even had a chance to get rigged up. And I had to get out of his way so he could bring the thing in.
And he is one big, look at that. We're close to 20 pounds here, I think. We're probably gonna have to shut that off.
Okay, yeah, I'll get the net.
We'll get a net and then we can,
We'll get back on the video when we get it out of the water. Okay, John just got that thing in the boat and we're weighing it. It looks to maybe be the biggest fish of the trip so far.
we're on 17 or 18 here.
I can't see it through this thing.
Okay, we're, it's reading a little over 17.
17
Oh,
pounds.
17 pounds.
Okay.
See if we can hold it up here, David. God, he looks bigger than that, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
Almighty. One huge fish. Okay.
There it is. Biggest fish in this boat
17
so
pounds.
far.
Look at the size of his head and body. Still looks a lot bigger than that, Dave. Here we go. Wow. What a way to start your day. Okay, we got Tom with one here. Doesn't appear to be too big. What, about 5, isn't it?
Maybe.
Huh? It's Tom's first Red River trip, so
I'm gonna go 5. I'm gonna go 6.
yeah, I'd say 5. You got a pretty fat one, isn't it? Okay, we're gonna just kind of sit here and watch while they weigh it, and we'll know if they try to lie about it. There, here.
Yeah, old style this way.
Yeah.
Turn that this way, Brian. I want to read it. No, put it down some. I can't see that. There you go. Okay, I'm saying I'm about 5.5.
That's what I'm reading.
Yeah, that's what I'd say. 5.5 pounds
5 and a half.
Hey, it's the first one I haven't hooked through his feeler.
maximum. So
Yeah, he's just a hair less than the half mark.
Pretty nice
there,
hunk
Tom.
of
We're gonna
fish.
Call that a 5.
5 pounds, right?
Yeah, barely.
now hold it up there, Tom, so we can see it, and it'll grow. Next winter, you'll be trying to pass that off for 10.
Yeah. I got not on video. I can't pass that.
We'll,
up.
we'll rework the audio tracks later.
Yeah. We'll redub the audio. Bye, buddy.
And you just stopped here for a little bit. We got a lot of miles to go yet, but
Where's that marker?
Well,
haven't
that's right. We
caught
got
anything of significance since the 17 this morning.
Both sit there.
And David is still not doing too well.
I'll get there.
We've caught a bunch of the total pounds though that Joe and Lynn were figuring up this morning was over 200 already, wasn't it?
wow.
Yeah.
So we're not being real slouches about it. We're just not after the trophy ones yet that we want to get after. Monday afternoon, we're getting ready to stop for the evening, so we're kind of running. I see Lynn's taking a picture of us. These guys look pretty wild. They took a bath a while ago, and obviously need to do the grooming. David's driving here, and right behind him are Tom and Brian. We've come probably 30 river miles today. Doing fairly good on the fishing, but it's kind of slow right now, so we're gonna look for a place to stop here. We're looking at thunderstorms tonight, pretty certain the way it sounds. We'll button down, look through that. Had a pretty good trip so far. David's been driving today and I've been sitting up front. Change things around. Hopefully we're planning on getting some more big catfish tonight. To get out of the way, I'll take some meaningful video. That's Lynn's butt. Tom has got,
And that's a good looking one like that.
what is it? Is it a logger?
Make it look like a big.
Yeah, Tom's. He's got a fairly decent fish
How much
here. We're
lead
tied
do you
up
have
for
on the
the
line
night.
to make a pull
Not
like
tied up
that?
for the night.
That little
Tied
Zeppo
up
30,
for the
33
dinner
is
hour,
doing a
right?
hell of a job on that fish.
Here we see Tom.
These guys aren't obviously all entirely sober,
I don't think so.
which
He just I got
doesn't
small. seen his rod. He just got
surprise
small rod,
anybody
right?
at this point.
3-pound fish will do that. I can see that. I can
Oh,
see
really?
the
I don't think this is very big, and Tom's trying to make it look big, and it's hard to fool a camera, Tom. That's Brian and Tom over the boat on the outside, Joe and Lynn over here on the inside, middle, and David.
Oh, I nearly tucked it.
And I are here next to the bank, and we are cooking dinner.
It's gone.
We have steaks
Let's
tonight.
not drag up about He zero. lost That's this. it.
Sounds like we're gonna have some regular. Fish has been pretty good.
Zero, right?
We're somewhere around 300 pounds already.
No, I didn't lose it yet.
Oh, okay.
I can't cuss now.
You've got a logger there.
I think the biggest one is that 17 pounder. I hope
It
we
is,
got.
right? Joe, give me
filmed
some more
again.
tomato
You can
juice.
see the
It's
vibration.
called
Tomato
sporting,
juice.
you know?
That's okay.
We
Joe, give me some
are,
more. Give me some more tomato juice.
About 3/4 of the way
We haven't seen it yet.
along on a 50-mile journey from where we started.
I love orange juice. I'm gonna have some
And
more
we'll
orange
get
juice,
there
John.
tomorrow and
Yeah, we're
we'll
looking
decide how we're
5-6.
going to plan out
Oh,
the
okay.
logistically
That's
the
better than that.
rest of the week. But weather's been fine so far, but I'd say it's clouding over and we're going to get some thunderstorms tonight, so we're probably buttoned down. That won't bother us. We don't get a lot of wind. So, been a good trip so far.
John, don't be lying now. Make sure you tell the truth every way. All the way through.
You notice Lynn hardly ever shuts up. He's just kind of a steady stream. He almost fell out of the boat 3 or 4 times last night. And then he tied the boats that we tied ourselves up last night, 2 boats.
Oh, I don't know.
And in
This
the middle of the night, we all
real
started
close
floating
to
down
that.
there
We gotta
because
really
Lynn didn't
check
have a very
this
good
close.
tie.
It's a fine line between a log and a throw bait. John, you better get over and take a
Is
picture.
he going to make the log there?
It's
Log
well,
has
it's a fine line, John.
Log has to be 5
Tom,
pounds.
you did a good job with that little fish.
It's a sporting rig.
Fine line.
And
All right.
Keith only comes through a video
11
out
with the
here.
net, so that's 9, right?
Not in my log. Not in my log, that ain't going.
I gotta figure
It's
it
4.5. I mean,
Turn it this way,
we
Brian.
went through about 4 or 5 away the first day.
All right, this thing is reading 6.5.
Okay, give him a 5.
That's 4.5.
6.5,
Six
and a half
4.5,
minus
round
2
up,
makes
it's a
it 4
5.
That's right. Hell, I figured out the math on that already. Look at it, boy. You can't believe
It's a
it.
real stretch.
Any arguments.
We'll give you a
Okay,
5.
Tom, you
I
get
don't
it.
mind stretching the rules.
Tom's a nice guy. Remember that, Lynn.
No, that's
That's
a
a
butcher
butcher
fish.
fish.
We're gonna grill some steaks. There's a grill there.
That's a butcher fish.
Fire it up.
That's a 5.
And then we'll
That's a
maybe
5.
go a few more miles tonight before we quit. Hopefully catch a bunch of fish too. Boy, Tom is really persistent here.
All right.
He's
Wow, 24-year record.
Yeah. Another one. It's a little bit bigger. That's the only reason I turned this on. Things down and go out and do some more fishing for the night's over.
Oh, he's bleeding. He's got it down in there.
So what was it? 5, 6?
Call him 6.
Okay, hold it up, Tom.
Smile.
Try to pretend like it was a trophy fish, Tom.
Don't get your hands all over him. Just pick him up.
You got that hook down deep.
Yeah, nice catfish. Okay,
What Dave and I call a
So-
St. Croix trophy.
we got David and I are pretty well cleaned up. Joe's cleaning his
St. Croix
up.
Riverport, Dave.
Brian and
A
Tom
lot of
finished
years
eating and they're
ago,
cleaning
fish
theirs
that
up.
big. Yeah, and you get something like
So
this.
we're gonna try to catch some fish here tonight yet. If anything that's significant, we're gonna try to get it on. Hey, we got David working on fairly good one, we think. We haven't seen it yet. As you can see, it's getting around 8 o'clock in the evening. I hear Joe coming behind us. You'll hear Joe, and then they'll be making all sorts of wisecracks. So we're gonna see what David
Looks like it might be. That's gonna be a
is
long
getting.
trip.
Now listen to
I
this.
say, Davey, talk to me.
log, I think a log. It's
Yeah,
not
Look at the
heavy.
caddis flies. Boy, I'll tell you, it's like a snowstorm out here.
Well,
Look at this. Look at this fish, folks.
bad.
You gotta catch him first,
Boy,
ain't ya?
David has a nice one here. But he's got a long way to go before he gets that tired out to the point that we can hope to get him in here. So I'll probably shut this off. They'll probably come up and help
I
him.
picked this spot.
See if we can't get them to do the net, then I won't have to. Okay, David's got it somewhat tired out here now. Did a video on it. It's we're talking probably 12 to 14 without having seen it come clear out here or so today.
I don't want to hear about it.
And hopefully they won't lose David fish for him.
Got him or not? No, I don't got him.
Pull him in a little shorter, David.
Don't grab onto the motor.
He's not all that tired yet. One that size, he hasn't been on that long. Make sure he's tired out, Dave.
Just pull me over there, sport. Money clear and all that. You gotta cut his line off. You keep going
You
with
hear all
that.
the chatter from the experts here.
I'm gonna get you relaxed.
This is a nice fish. I sure don't want to see David lose it because this is the first time he's had a chance to get a really nice one on with the video camera going. I think it's plenty light yet. It's getting a little bit dark. We're expecting some rain tonight according to the there it is. I got it. We'll get it. Okay, I'm gonna get off of here and I'll come back. David, weigh that hole. David's got it here now and he's gonna weigh this. And we're thinking maybe a 12 pounder now, hopefully. At least. Yeah, golly, that's a big catfish.
Listen to your shit.
We're gonna say 12 is the minimum, right, Dave? Turn it this way. What are you reading?
12 even.
Pull him
How
up.
about that? We guess those things.
12
pretty
just
good.
a hair over 12.
I tell you.
Yep.
That's a nice catfish, David. Boy, I think this is the best one so far we've ever got with you on video.
Yeah.
And this
sure
is
that.
still Monday, so we got plenty of time to go here. We've got another few miles. We're about 3/4 of the way on our 55, 60 mile river trip. So we'll get some more. David gets started.
He ain't quitting now, is he?
I got some catching up to do.
He's really trying to catch up, I guess. He's got another one here. And it doesn't appear to be a small one
I'm
in the
not
sense of the
pulling
word.
on him, so he's not
No,
pulling
he-
back too hard either. He
he's
doesn't
nice
realize
fish,
how
he's
much
nice
trouble
Kind of
he's in.
swimming upstream. He's
Nice
way
fish.
over on
They
the
do that. They're good.
Dave, watch my problem.
side over there. We'll see. I may have to turn this off because I just got him and it's going to be a while. He's going to have to wear him
Yeah,
down
he's
and
starting
look
to
for
figure
the
out.
hole there.
Give it to me,
Gonna have a
Dave.
bad
Give it to me, Dave. I'll help you.
Don't want to get one like that too close too soon. Of course, David's got a lot of help out of this audience here. You can see these guys are. We're tied up in the middle of the river.
Straight down.
He's on a roll.
Night fishing spot, so we're thinking about maybe staying here. If we do, it's kind of cold wind blowing.
Don't come in here, no.
I'm not sure it's blowing on
Dave, don't come here.
downstream.
No, it's not a turtle.
Don't launch no.
Turtles don't pull line.
We're gonna wait here a little while they get through some of the bull. And
Don't launch
Let's see what the fish
Now
looks
he's
like.
just being
I
lazy.
just saw it surface, and unfortunately, right after I shut it off, and
He's recycling.
this may be the big one now.
You cut him loose?
Maybe the big one.
You see him throwing back in.
So far, 17's the biggest. I got that. I think it's on his tape.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I didn't have
I
time
know.
to just lay there and act
Not
like
that fast, so
He's nice fish. He's bigger than one we had before.
Yeah, I know
I
it.
have to wait.
He's not. He can't possibly be
I was
tired.
gonna say the one before.
No,
that
no,
was a
forget the
12.
net for a little while. He can't be tired yet.
Yeah, he's.
He is nice.
This is where you lose everything real
We
quick.
weren't ready
because
for any
you put him
nets
in-
yet.
Bring him in too fast. I'll be back.
like to be ready.
Nah, we're still waiting. It's not coming up any closer yet, so
Took a bait, buddy.
thought maybe he was about ready to surface it. It is a big fish he's got down there.
Throw right over the top.
There he came up for a second.
Not much bigger than the last.
About the same
Not
one.
much smaller.
About the same one, isn't it?
It might be the same fish, we're not sure. Yeah, I just ain't throwing back in. I do have.
They're starting to scale it back now that he's come up here. No,
That's a big fish.
he's about, I would say,
mean looking, though.
16 to 18. What I'm gonna guess right now. I haven't seen him out of the water yet.
Get him on a little
Looks like
bit.
we're getting
Oh,
close.
he's
Yeah, we're
bigger
at
than
least
last one,
probably
I'm telling you
16.
right now.
Okay.
He is, oh yeah. You gotta get me close right and hook him now.
Don't lose him
Give him
now.
a minute. Give him a minute.
Trying to horse him a little too fast. Yeah, it's
That is beautiful.
one big fish.
Working up right, see.
David has gone from nothing to champ here real quickly. Yep, he's in the 15 to plus, I think. Well, we're gonna wait a little bit now while they get ready to do all the weighing things. Yeah, David's got the
My arms are
hook out
getting
now.
tired.
He's
They're not
about ready to put the scale on this one, so
David's been resting.
I've been saving my
make
strength.
sure it's clear of everything. Hell, I can see that. Here, I'm gonna bring that in close here, and we'll see if we can read it. It's about, hell, whoops, a little bit, David.
Okay.
What are you reading there, Dave? You can see it.
I'm reading 13.
It's, yeah, it's about 14, I'd say.
Give him 14. He needs the help.
Yeah,
I need any help.
14, so,
Look out.
boy, a big fish.
You're sitting on the book, young
It's
fella.
13.
13?
Yep.
Call it 13.
13.
Weighs
Called
it.
it.
Okay, well, I guess Dave's gonna settle him
Boy, a
for
rare
13,
case of
I guess.
honesty
I would
on
give
this
him a little
river,
bit
huh?
more, but that's what he wants to do, I guess.
Oh, you're bigger than that, Dave. I thought your other was a little bit
I did
smaller.
too.
I thought your other was a little bit smaller than 12.
Damn. We're turning 13
All right,
pound
it's
fish back.
Getting a little bit on the dark side here, so this next one may get a little tough to see.
Question my writing in that log, I'll tell you that.
Did you turn him loose, did you, David?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess we're not gonna hold him up then.
Oh, okay. No, I'll get a bigger one for that.
He's gonna get a
Oh,
boy.
listen.
Boy, does he get bold. Man, does he get confident in a hurry, huh? It's getting a little dark here now, but looks like Lynn is trying to follow David, and he obviously isn't going to do it with what he's bringing in here. But still a nice catfish by most standards.
Shit, Joe.
Oh, yeah, that's a nice
Yeah, we're
fish.
looking at what? He's around 8 to 10, I guess. So not that much smaller. We seem to be in a pretty good spot.
Down there, I'll get it.
I'm just sitting out here in the middle of the current, trying to get a hold of the catfish that are out swimming upstream feeding. I think I'm gonna wait here since I can't see that much. Okay, yeah, he's pulling up the net. I don't think I'm gonna give him more than 6 on the eyeball. 5 at the most, I would suppose, huh, David? So,
He's in the boat, that's all we know.
he made a lot of commotion, but that was about it.
We got his 12 right in our boat yet.
We'll try, if we get a good enough one, we'll bring out the lights and we'll show it, but I don't think we're gonna do it for that. You can do better than that, can't you, Lynn?
Oh, yeah, you will. You just warming up.
Okay, we'll get it later. Okay, folks, this may not be something for video, but David's got another big one.
Finally.
And we got,
Finally starting to realize, yeah, this
about
is
an hour later, we've been sitting here bantering and listening to country music for a while.
I got a short
And,
reel ran.
yeah, I think think I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna burn too much juice here. These guys are playing around for so long. Looks like they're getting it up here. And we're looking at, oh, boy, we're in the 18-pound class now, right, David? Huh?
That's
Boy,
not
this thing's
18
huge.
pounds.
We'll get back here. Still waiting on David to clear things out here. We haven't weighed that yet. I'm guessing 14. In the meantime, Joe's got something on over here on the other boat on the right here. How much you think you got, Joe? Making a guess?
About half of what he's got there. I'd say the lager.
Oh wow, that's not even worth wasting my battery on, I wouldn't imagine. So we'll get back here, but David's gonna weigh this and it's gonna be a nice one. Okay, we're
here's
into the weighing stage here. I mean, it's pretty close. I don't know whether it's
Everything's
supposed to
free.
focus. And what are we gonna see here? What do you got there, David?
We're looking at 10 pounds.
10? Good
Yeah.
Lord.
Man,
Nah, it can't
I
be.
wanted more than that.
Huh?
I wanted more than that.
Are you sure you don't have something
I haven't used them.
10 pounds.
holding it
You
here?
got my pliers over there,
Well,
sport?
I'll tell you, that can't be. It's got to be bigger
Got
than
3
that.
pairs of pliers.
Yeah,
there.
this is the second in a row that
Boy,
What size?
I guess that's what
10
it is.
pounds.
Man, that's a huge 10 pounds.
that's what it says. Yeah. Everything's free.
Well, yeah,
There's nothing
that's only
touching
about
anything.
50 or 60 pounds David's got in the last couple of hours. So.
You
Wow.
got my pliers
It's
over there?
45 pounds.
Let go. Let go.
David's had quite an evening.
Pliers.
Okay.
I got
Okay, you got him?
It's only
Yeah,
10
there we
o'clock,
go.
so I just anchored out here in the middle of the river.
Do I
tied up
have
to
your
a
pliers?
log,
I got
Joe's got
fucking
one
pairs
over
of
here.
pliers I had in this
and
boat.
This is kind of on the small side.
I got John's needle nose here, but I don't think I got any
Yeah,
pliers
a
in
lot of
yours.
activity here. Having a pretty good time at it. We'll probably get some more yet here. We're not quite ready to go to bed for quite a while yet. Slept in late this morning. Doggone David.
And he ain't that tired.
10 pounds. This has only been about 10 minutes from the one before, I think. I haven't even looked at the clock, but my golly. David's going wild tonight. We're going to have to get off of here because the caddis flies are still working on it here. David's taking a little bit of time, but
Yeah.
boy, I'll tell
We're
you,
gonna have to
I'm
start
probably going to have a
goddamn
dead boat
singing
battery
that
if
to
I
keep up
hang
with
around this radio for 2 minutes longer. Doing well. Looks like it's going to be a little bit yet. Okay, we're about the weighing stage here. I think we've got over, I'm guessing 10. And of course, Joe and Lynn are trying to talk it down, but I think David's going to pull that sucker up at about 10.
John's into these.
What do you got, David?
Got 10 pounds.
Okay. That looks pretty good. Let's hold that up, David. Oh boy, we got David in a
Fight this guy a little longer before we brought him in the boat.
trying to get him to hold it up, and this David's chasing his
This
fish
is-
all over the boat. Now tell him, David, you are sober, right?
I'm sober, and this is the 4th biggest fish
And
I've
this-
caught tonight.
And this fish is making a
In this
monkey.
hole
of it.
on the same
Really
damn
bad.
bait.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, there he is.
Nice big fish.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've caught a couple bigger tonight.
10 pounds. That our afternoon. I think we're past. Oh yeah, there it says it, 12:30. Kind of dreary day going, so we haven't taken any video. Hopefully we got a bunch of good video, mostly of David last night fishing. We're reaching close to the end of our most southerly point on the trip here. We're about 60 miles downriver from where we started, and
Most northerly point of the trip.
most
Northerly point of the trip.
northerly fall, yeah. That's the old Iowa River bottom syndrome. The river runs the wrong direction here, so yeah, David's right. Most northerly point. I gave him a sweatshirt. He didn't properly pack when he came, so it's cold out here, folks. It's not neat at all. But it's pretty nice. It's not blowing around. But as you can see, there's a lot of wetness going on here, and we got a provision. In fact, the reason we're putting so slowly here, one of them is because we don't want the rain blowing in, and the other one is that we're just about out of gas. So we've got a car spotted here a couple miles down at the bridge, and we have to reprovision. And that means about probably 60 gallons of gas for all 3 boats, a whole lot of ice, and maybe a few cans of beer. And then we're going to head back to south, right? right, David? The way we're going back. And we're just going to spend the next 3 days going back up this doggone river. You can see we've had a heck of a good run of fishing going here. How many pounds are we estimating now, Dave?
That we've got so far?
350, something like
Yeah,
that.
we're somewhere between 300 and 400 right now.
Somewhere between 300 and 400. Now, those are the loggable fish for you veteran video watchers, which means over 5 pounds. So, considering this is barely past noon on Tuesday, that means that we'll probably have a pretty good run here if the fishing keeps up at all. David and I are the first to come down on the bridge here. Brian and Tom and Joe and Lynn are back up the river a few miles yet, but they're coming down too, and so we're gonna have to spend about 2 to 3 hours, I suppose, just provisioning ourselves again so that we can get back the other way. So hopefully the big fish will start biting here again pretty soon. We'll get some more video. Okay, we're full dead time here now. We've got Brian over there in his boat, Joe here with his back of his head to you, and Tom out here. We're waiting on David and Lynn to bring first gas back from the gas run, and then they're going to head down to Moorhead, and like I said earlier, we'll get a whole bunch of ice and maybe a few cans of beer. And we're at Hendrum, and we'll be starting back toward the Fargo-Moorhead area. About 60, at least 60 water miles. We're thinking it's probably more than that now. We're going to be heading back. This being Tuesday afternoon, we don't have to be in any rush. We got plenty of time, so we haven't done any fishing to speak of today. The fish haven't been biting. It's been raining. It's still pretty dark, and they're still predicting more rain. But aside from that, it's not bad. Geez, the temperature's nice for the low 60s. Really, we're really having a nice trip here. It was a nice trip down the river. 60 miles, just a twist and turn river all the time. So, pretty relaxed. Nothing too tough about that. We've been doing really great on fishing, and hopefully, with as many days we got left here, we should get some really nice ones on video here yet, we hope. So,
I know it.
when those guys get back and we get headed back and get some fishing, we'll let you know.
It's Tuesday afternoon, early evening. There's John. He's cut me off at the helm. He's in charge again. We're on our way back upriver from Hendrum. We caught a bunch of little fish. We're going to have a fish fry this evening. There's Brian's boat over there. That's the one that I'm usually on. This year I'm John's guest. Nobody's been doing real good today. Nobody's caught much of anything today other than the...
I got the biggest fish!
other than what we're going to be eating tonight.
17 pounds!
And as was probably already stated by the other narrator, John got the biggest fish so far, 17 pounds. I got the most fish in 3 hours I think anyone ever has on one of these trips. Right now we're just looking for a place to tie up for a fish fry and probably for the evening. We'll check in later. Bye.
Tuesday evening, about 8:25 or so, we're getting ready to have a fish fry. Okay. Boy, that other got the grease good and hot there. It's starting to smoke pretty well. Dave's got a skillet going over there. Got Brian and Tom over here. We got a 6-pound catfish meat right there now. Yeah, okay, probably show. It's all cleaned up, ready to go. So, then Joe over here. Our boat's in the middle here, and then on the left over here is David, Brian,
Front old Scott right on the
Tom. So,
spray it on your hand.
the evening is starting to get better now. The weather's so nice, so we're going to eat, and then we're going to see if we can't go out and catch more fish. Hopefully get a little more video tonight. We'll have to wait and see. Well, we don't know whether anybody can see this or not. We're, Dave.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'll tell you, there's been a lot. A lot of them that look bigger than they actually weighed this
Got a
year.
bunch of
It says 11 pounds, John.
Okay. Well, is that all right or is that bad?
Oh, that's looking good to me.
Wednesday noon. We came up on Joe, and he's trying to. I think he's funning us, but he's got a little dinky fish on there and trying to pretend that it's a big one. We're going to have him on video, being silly. How long is this gonna take, Joe?
Hey,
You know, we don't have all day.
well, I'll tell you.
Sitting here waiting.
Had this thing in by now, but you don't seem to be in any big hurry.
He's got fairly good fish, it looks like, but we don't even know what it is.
We haven't had good enough luck. He's in the 10 to 15, somewhere around there, bigger. Who knows?
Well, let's get him up there so we can get on with our own day.
Getting out of focus, John. Keep us in focus, John. Get over here.
We're kind of floating downstream here. We are just a mile or so north now of Hurley, Minnesota on the red. We've gone about 20 miles back. We got about 45 or so to go yet, I think. We won't do that till probably the day after tomorrow before we get entirely back. So. He's just playing. I think I'm gonna wait for a while there. They ain't gonna bring that in because it's so small.
Too small, bring in it.
Okay, we're at the point finally where they're going to bring that in, and it's not near as big as he was trying to make out that it was. It appears to be about. I'm going to take another look at it for it. Yes, again, I'm saying around between 8 and 10 pounds.
About 10, man.
10 at the absolute maximum. Weigh that, Joe, so I can shut off here.
Man. They fight harder that way.
He's sure taking a long time. You think he never done that before?
Yeah, he's gonna have to take a nap after catching that
Yeah.
8-pounder.
Joe's getting older.
Line was wrapped around him, that's why. I
Yeah.
first hooked that thing, I couldn't
See, he
move.
thought he had a big fish because the damn thing was all wrapped up in his line.
Damn, we're gonna have to cut it.
Yeah, those guys are really... Boy, you guys are slow.
13.
Ah. See, Lynn, you can't trust these guys. Damn near got to go read the scale. Be sure, and they know they can't fun us too much on it because we know how
9
to
pounds.
judge those weights.
Boy,
How much?
9. I had him. I'll tell
Okay,
you what.
we
What
had
do
a
you do?
guess.
Fight fish, wrap that line around
Close.
the
It's
middle.
at 8:10.
Huh? Boy, I thought that was
Okay,
big.
fishing hasn't been real fast.
I thought I was into the
It's,
monster there.
We just had a cold front pass through. I think our video yesterday showed the
Well, that's 9.
weighing, wetness, and whatnot. And
They've got
of course, when that happens, you always have some downtime. That's kind
Oh,
of
yeah.
crazy here today, but hopefully it's going to start picking up again now.
Okay, we're recording Wednesday afternoon. John's got a fish on.
And he is a big fish.
First decent fish of the day for this boat.
And he has no intention of coming up here for a while.
Okay.
Boy.
Oh, it sounds like it hit the surface. Let me see if I can get him in the water.
This guy isn't ready to come in yet, David.
No, I'm not gonna get him on the water for a while.
Hey
Let's...
guys at work, if you're watching this, nice pull.
Oh, I heard him
Boy,
on
I
the
broke
water
it in.
there.
I broke it in pretty good this week. I'm hoping Joe is at what, 19? He say or 18? 18.
19 is
No, 18 is what Joe got.
Oh, that's
I had
right.
17. So
19 is the
I'm
minimum
trying
goal
to break,
right now.
An 18 so I can kick Joe's butt for a while.
You think you're close? I'm looking through the camera. I
think
can't
we're
look at your fish.
We're about there with this one if we can get it in.
Okay. Do I need to set this down and grab
Yeah,
the
we're
net?
gonna have to probably shut it off. We can turn it back on and video the fish once we get it in. But
Okay.
yeah, there's no way I'm gonna get this one up here.
Okay. Okay, here's John. He's got that bad boy in the boat, trying to get the hook out of him. That looks like a nice one. We'll,
I'm guessing 15 to 16 at the moment. But
yeah, looks that way. We've been
we
surprised
will find
before.
out here shortly.
We'll get it on the scale pretty quick. Okay, there it is, 13 pounds. We were surprised.
we're-
It sure looks like it weighs more.
It looks bigger, feels bigger, everything else, but that
It's
scale's a fairly new one, so.
And it's an awfully nice
All
fish.
right, folks, that's a nice fish.
Back in the water, guy.
He was hardly out.
We'll check in later with bigger fish. Wednesday afternoon still. John just got one for the log.
For some of us, fishing's pretty good.
It's a pretty decent looking fish, about 8 pounds we're guessing. He thought, and I thought, that he was hauling in a log. That thing didn't
I
fight
didn't
at all.
think that. The reason we didn't get any video of that was because David thought I was pulling in a log.
John didn't know he had a fish until it broke the surface and we could see fins. It didn't fight at all.
Oh, he's tired out.
It was a weak fish, but a nice fish. Good sized fish. What do you got on the scale there?
Here, maybe you can see it.
I can't see it through the viewfinder. I'm gonna have to shut this thing off.
That is, sitting right on 8 pounds. Well, yeah, 8 pounds. We'll call it 8. It's 7.5, but we're gonna call it 8. Don't
We
tell Joe that.
round up on the half pound and down on the half pound, so that's an 8 pounder right there. Let's get it back in the water,
Nice catfish.
and next time I hope the camera's on me.
Not a
Okay.
Leave it clear out if you can. That's probably clear itself up a little.
What's that?
Leave it zoomed all the way out if you can. Because when it really gets confused when you start trying to use a zoom. Because you think you're.
I'm gonna let it do its thing. I'm not gonna try.
Like say all the way out, and I think you're probably
Okay. Here we are. Here we are, still Wednesday, early evening, about 6 o'clock, responding to a bovine emergency. There's John in the front of the boat, and there's a cow stuck in the mud up there. I'm not sure if we're focused in on it. I think probably not. And we hear Joe coming up behind us. Let's see if we can pick him up. Yeah, there he is. And there's, geez, I'm not finding. Okay, there's Brian's boat.
We made a 911 call.
Yeah, we made a 911 call. Told him there's this cow stuck in the mud. John got his map out and got on the phone with the dispatcher, and the dispatcher was on the map too. And we thought we got him pretty close, but then Tom and Brian found.
Very worried.
Yeah, Tom and Brian found the owners of the. Okay, I pulled the plug there. I got the plug back in. We're still on the bovine emergency, and Joe and Len are here. There they are, and we can hear the truck coming from the farmhouse to come and retrieve the bovine disaster here. And I'm not sure what the hell we're gonna do to help them, but we're here just in case. Joe's worried about fish.
Yeah, I think you got the 13 earlier.
Hey, I get credit for that cow.
I don't know if he's even noticed the cow yet.
Hey,
Give
we're
Tom
down
400
Texas,
pounds.
They come down with 2 horses, had a bull in the river like that.
Yeah, they won't get that cow out of there.
Huh?
Well, they're gonna rope it off.
Yeah, they're gonna put a rope around us next so it can't get lost. They got the sheriff's department coming.
Anyway, there's a lot of good people working real hard to save this cow's life.
We can help it.
Company they have right now getting the cow on it.
Yeah, no, we're just waiting. We're just kind of waiting here. Tom's gonna go help put a rope on it.
That cow's in trouble with drowning.
Well,
Yeah, it's stuck tight.
we're gonna go on pause here, and if anything interesting happens, we'll get back on video.
Oh, David, we're moving.
Okay, bovine emergency phase 2. We have the owners down here, and we got Brian and Thomas. Thomas wanting very much to help, and John trying really hard to get us tied up. There, he's got it. You can't see a darn thing from back here, so I think what I'm going to do is pass the camera up to John, and if anything exciting happens out of this, we'll get it on video.
Okay, what's happening here is that Tom is helping. They're going to put, gee, I hope they're going to put a rope, not that chain around the poor thing's neck. But anyhow, the cow is really mired down. It belongs to this elderly couple that we contacted. Tom went up to their farmstead, and it turns out that the cow belongs to them. It's definitely the cow. It definitely would not survive this if somebody didn't give it an assist to get out of there. And so he's got his tractor here, and they're going to try to pull the cow out. And I imagine all you need to do is give it an assist up the bank, and I hope they don't have the cow hurting itself. That's probably more danger than anything else, is to, if they spook it too much or it starts working too hard and break a leg or something, it'll do more damage that way than probably any other way. So anyhow, it's kind of a little different thing for us to run across something like this out on the river. And so we're kind of going to make sure that the emergency's over before we leave. And I'm not sure, but I got a feeling that if we hadn't done this, that poor old Bossy would not have survived the next few days here. So I don't imagine they check him very often when they've got all this water close by to water themselves with while they're grazing. We'll kind of wait here and get back on. Okay, this is getting kind of bad because we were thinking now the cow has no fight left, and it's probably been here a heck of a long time. And it is absolutely tired out. And they tried to pull it up the bank. And it's not quite working very well yet. We're hoping it'll get up on its own feet, but it's not doing it yet. So let's see here. Okay, we got the cows up out of the river now, but it is so weak that there she goes. Hey, I think we got a win here. I'm not sure I'd take that chain off. I think I'd leave her right there so she rests a while. I hope they don't mess this up, because if she slides back in again, that'll probably never happen again. Put it on the tree, for crying out loud. These people are doing all they can, but they don't obviously know any more than the rest of us do what the heck we ought to do to help this poor cow out. Everybody's hoping, trying. The cow itself looks like now it's coming back to life, and it's got some solid ground under it, so good chance it'll be all right. I don't think it's injured at all, because that's nothing but real soft mud it's been stuck in. But boy, from the looks of the poor Bossy, she must have absolutely worn herself out. Must have been in there a long time.
Okay, Bossy's had a rough day, but she's on solid ground and she's ready to walk. Once she gets her strength back, she's gonna make it. Didn't look good for her for a while, but she's gonna be fine and healthy once she gets her strength back. And her are Bossy's owners.
Don't give them any money. They're just kids. They'll blow it.
Appreciate you tolerating us on the river. We appreciate you tolerating us.
Okay, I'm looking right into the sun, can't see a thing, so I'm gonna turn this off.
Thursday morning,
Is he a logger, man?
Lynn's got a fish on here.
I'd reel mine in for you.
Don't think it's very big. He's trying to tell us it's big, but it's not.
Drop, turn on him?
Nobody's seen it yet. How many are you guessing at here, guys?
He's gonna go 5.
Oh, you mean I got this video running for a 5-pound catfish?
You're gonna go 6. We got slowing down.
Nice day today.
We got slowing down here.
Temperature's supposed to get up to 78, totally clear sky. We're on our way back to Moorhead.
there's another line down there, isn't there?
And Lynn's got David's line tangled up here. We're on our way back to Moorhead, which is all upstream, about 60 miles or so. We're about 3/4 of the way back, or 2/3 of the way back. And so we're going to kind of slow down here now and stay out away from the urban area. And get another good day or so fishing in here, we hope, before we come in on Saturday. This is not a very big fish, guys. Just think how much tape I've wasted here. Got David up here. He's starting to look pretty bad.
Feeling good, though.
He's
What counts.
got his pole in, but he hasn't caught anything lately.
Well, they got my line. That fish there.
It sure is a nice day, so we're, even though it's getting around noon here, we're just getting rolling on today. Okay. Yeah, I'll give you 6 if you really stretch it. I might give you 6 then.
Take 6.
What is it? Huh?
He's 5.5. We'll go 5.
Okay, 5 pounds. Not very big for this river.
Yeah, so get up here. We'll get them.
Okay, we've got, look at
Talk to me, John.
the fish that Joe and Lynn. Now, you think that looks like a good fish. They say they got 2 of them like that.
6.
How much?
18.6.
18 and 6 or 18? 18 and a half? Oh boy. Now I'm whipped twice now. And I think they got another one they're going to pull out of here.
Arguments on that other 18 that we hauled
That
in.
looks pretty doggone good. Pretty hard to argue that one.
Nice fish. Which one of you guys got that?
I know the one thing, the fish looks nicer than Lynn does.
Put him back.
Okay, 18 and a half pounds. Boy, that's a nice fish, isn't he? Nice fish. Where's your other one?
Huh?
Where's your other one?
An argument battle.
Huh?
Look at him flip off.
No, the 18's the one you tried to deny we caught 2 days ago.
Oh, they only had one all the time, huh? I thought you said you had 2 of them.
Hey, you ought to see that. You saw that little piece of bait I had on with trying to bait fish you.
Well, there. Boy. We got, this is Thursday afternoon, so we got tonight and tomorrow yet, and I've got to do a little work now, it looks like. I can't turn this camera upstream here because David's not really viewable right at the moment. He's taking his bath. I just finished mine.
Good show, buddy.
And we're getting ready to,
Good show.
we're going to have a fish fry tonight. Oh, boy, the bath felt good, so hopefully we'll catch a bunch of fish yet tonight.
There are bigger fish in our future yet.
Those guys are never short on talk. Thursday evening on the Red. I guess there are enough catfish on board in Joe and Lynn's boat that we're going to have our fish fry tonight. Nice evening, 75 degrees. We're going to stop once we find them. We don't know how far ahead of they are. David and I are just kind of lazily moving up the river here now, looking for him, and look at that, he's almost presentable. We both did our baths and our shaving and all those neat things, and I had a few hygienic things I had to take care of because of the health problem I had, but by golly, we're all clean now, and it really feels good. We've got another full day yet. Well, and of course this evening hopefully we'll catch a bunch of fish too, but at any rate, everything's looking pretty good at this point. We'll hopefully get back here this evening when they're catching the fish, and hopefully the doggone caddis flies won't be too bad. Boy, they just make it absolutely miserable to turn on a light at all at night. They just swarm into your boat and you got to clean it all out again. Not only that, you hear them flapping their wings all night in every little nook and cranny on the boat. So hopefully we won't have that problem tonight either. So we'll catch it all later. Hey folks, we're
Your line, Dave.
gonna take Doggone Lynn beat on me till I opened up the camera. That's 21 pounds. And Lynn got in there.
Look at him. Slap you away.
Ah, come on, turn it the other way so we can see it. I don't think these guys are. I don't think.
I got a happy buddy now.
I don't think Lynn's sober enough to know which end of the fish he's showing us.
One on, buddy?
Yeah,
But anyhow,
this ain't gonna happen together tonight.
turn it around,
Oh, yeah,
Lynn.
it is. I'm gonna outdo that one yet.
Oh, he's taking pictures.
We gotta
the other
figure it
way.
out.
Okay, turn it around. There you go. Okay.
Is that a fish?
21 pounds, folks. That's a big son of a gun.
Going back. Going back.
And
Just don't
Make
hurt
little
him.
babies.
definitely the biggest one so far. And he probably won't let us forget that.
That's right. There's no forgetting that. Old Lynn got type A aggressive after that one.
Okay.
Yeah, I like it when they're
Water
like that.
fishing, I think
Them
it's
little
almost
baits are
9
really
o'clock.
hitting.
So Thursday evening.
Right, that wasn't that big a bait, was it?
David and I were trying to get started fishing here, but they come over
I
here.
know, Lynn. Let's
stuff
go back
along
on
the
the
way
bank
up for us.
over there somewhere.
We'll
I
get
think.
back
Probably not
and
one.